638 Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Man, things are a mess in western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee as well. State Representative and Tennessee House Republican Caucus Chairman Jeremy Faison is on with us. And Jeremy, your district, District 11, was really hard hit. This is, again, East Tennessee, Cott County, parts of Hamlin and Jefferson counties as well. Do me a favor. It's obviously a rural county, Jeremy, and I appreciate you coming on with us. Tell us a little bit about your counties, your district.
Hey, good morning, Dan. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with Tennessee what's kind of happened up here. And Dan, if you'll let me, I'll just kind of give you the bad and the ugly first, kind of try to paint a picture. So by Friday at noontime, we're realizing that massive portions of our county are being flooded. It's completely wrecked, and it's way outside of the floodplain already. I live close to the Pigeon River that was just completely flooded, and I could get somewhat close to it, and I went down there, and I literally was seeing houses and trailers and propane tanks and everything that you can imagine around a house, campers, just ripping through there, taking out bridges. I'm like, holy smokes, this is going to be bad. Our immediate response in the middle of this is they got to start rescuing people. So you see swiftwater rescues, people coming in, TWRI trying to show up, and the river just growing. The next thing you know, you obviously you lose power, you lose water. The terrible thing then is the radios for communication. They go down. Cell phone towers go down. In the middle of all that, people trying to think, can we get to somebody? Can we rescue people? You can see areas where the river has completely overtaken somebody's house. You see them standing on the roof. The next thing you hear is there's a warning that the dam on the North Carolina side has broke. Any of us who live close to the river, we know what that means. We're talking mass carnage. So immediately there's panic and hysteria because we've been told that the dam is broke. You've got about 20 minutes before it gets down to this community where I live in. You have people running, trying to get out on I-40. It was absolute pandemonium, seeing everything that was going on all within like a 5 or 6 hour time. And you start to think, well, there won't be Newport. That's our county seat in Cott County. The people that we love, they're fixing to be washed away. That went on for about an hour until they realized, wait a minute, we've gotten some wrong information. The dam hasn't broke. So there's a little bit of relief from that, but then there's still mass hysteria for everybody who know that they're completely devastated. Yeah. First time ever in the history of our county, the river is in the middle of downtown. And if you did get cell range or you were able to get a phone call or if you're able to get out, you start seeing pictures of what's taking place. And there's just this terror and pandemonium.
How many folks, Jeremy, are in Cott County?
So we have a little over 37,000, close to 38,000, I guess.
So tell me where we are now, because I know that there's been a lot of talk about supplies not being delivered. I'm going to ask you about FEMA here in a second, but what is happening right now? What is the state of your district?
So that's a great question, Dan. Then I want to give you a little bit of good. Finishing up with the bad, most of us still don't have water. It's really, really, until you've been 6 days without water at your house, man, you don't know how much you appreciate being able to flush your toilet without going outside. My secretary at my pest control office, she lives out in the country. They literally bring in 5-gallon buckets of pond water from her pond just to be able to flush her toilet.
Wow.
It's my house. We still have no water, but we found out yesterday the water intake for Newport Utilities, we thought it was destroyed in the French Broad. They actually were able to get it repaired, and water is starting to pump through again. It's not made it up to where we live. There are some bridges that the water pipes have been destroyed that go on. That's going to be fixed. But people in downtown Newport have water, and they're hoping by this weekend the rest of us that live out in the country will have water. So we're encouraged by that. That's a good thing. As far as what we've all seen, all these stories from FEMA that they're stopping people. I hate to say this, but it's just simply not true. There's nobody who's they've FEMA hasn't taken anything from anybody. That's just it's a social media rumor.
Well, and
Now,
that's why, Jeremy, Jeremy, that's why one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on is because I mean, I don't know what anybody else has said, anybody else has done, but I'm not one of those guys who's going to start immediately screaming that, this is what's happening in social media and it must be true. I don't know what's true. You are there on the ground. Have you found that FEMA and TEMA, are they doing right by the people of Tennessee and your district? Have they been helpful? Has the help come fast enough? How would you rate their performance?
So I will actually give a straight shout out for TEMA. They have, I guess y'all know, Patrick Sheehan runs TEMA. Mm-hmm. He's done a yeoman's job. It's absolutely incredible how hard he's worked for this entire area. You're talking thousands and thousands of people that live up and through East Tennessee and 8 counties that have gotten destroyed. So he's done a wonderful job. FEMA is a weird thing. That's the federal part, not the state part. FEMA, right. They just took till yesterday. I don't know if it's the White House. I think it's Biden. I don't know, but they took till yesterday to say, all right, we're willing to release some funds. But FEMA has come in and they've helped manage with our local emergency management association, and they've partnered, they've worked, they've helped facilitate. I'm more impressed right now than ever before with TEMA.
I think
I'm more frustrated than ever before with FEMA. They're just knuckleheads sometimes, it feels like. Now, I don't want to, I mean, the federal government, they're just inept at best. Jeremy
Faison joining us. So let me ask you, I had Robbie Starbuck on my show. I think it was like yesterday or the day before. I'm not sure. But he was talking about how he was working with you and Elon Musk and a lot of other, I'm just going to say it, Republicans and conservatives to take care of the people of District 11. Talk a little bit about how that whole thing unfolded. It's like Robbie gets in touch with Elon Musk or whatever happened, and then you guys are working on getting these Starlink systems to the people of your district.
Dan, one of the things that you see an absolute tragedy and carnage and death is the human spirit that can be positive, rise from the ashes. And people like Robbie, it's just been amazing that he reached out to me. He's like, Jeremy, I think I can get my hand on some Starlinks. If I get them to you, can you get them out? And I'm like, man, bring them on. Let's go. So he got them to me, I think, Monday evening or Tuesday. My days a little bit running in with each other. He sent a team of 3 guys there, just some great guys. And when they got here, I said, guys, let's go out to Del Rio, Tennessee. Del Rio, Tennessee was hit harder than anything. That's where we lost lives. There's still roads out there that are still impassable. The CSX railroad is completely destroyed. I mean, it was hit bad. We got out there, and I actually set up. We got the Starlink set up, and I did a Facebook Live from right where I set up at this little diner called Fox Den Diner out in Del Rio. Within 10 minutes, somehow somebody had radioed to people, and the parking lot started filling up. And everywhere I go right now in Newport, somebody will stop and say, hey, I just want you to know that I live in Del Rio, and I'm able to contact people. I'm able to get stuff done because I go to that parking lot and get on. And it hit me the other day. We're actually bringing a lifeline. Yeah. Since our whole world revolves around the internet or communication, because of what Robbie and Elon have done, they've helped us bring a lifeline into the middle, right dead middle of people who are being destroyed. It's brought up the cheer or the morale of people to be able to go get online. Well, I was asked last night to get one. Starbucks wanted me to get one and give it to a guy on 81 who was going up north on top of a mountain where somebody was trapped. So we went to this gas station in Hartford to get one off the roof. We told them we'd be back this morning to put another one there. There were like 7 people in the parking lot, just being able to communicate with people. And this was at 11 o'clock last night. It broke my heart to take it down. We're heading back there this morning when we get off the show to put another one back up for them. But, man, it's huge to see the outpouring of love, the volunteer spirit.
Well, Glenn Jacobs, Knox County Mayor, I read that he came to your rescue with some road equipment.
I'll tell you how that happened. Glenn and I have been friends for years, and I reached out to him. I said, Glenn, I need you to come. He had already brought a huge convoy of water and all kind of stuff and hung out and brought food to the EMS workers. I said, I'm going to ask for something. He said, what's that? He said, I just got done with our highway department. Almost all of our highway equipment was destroyed. It's way past the floodplain, but all of our graders, dozers, skid steers, everything's destroyed. He said, I'm on my way. So he brought his engineer and his road superintendent. We came down. We went to our highway department, and my road superintendent, he started crying. When Glenn said, I tell you what, tomorrow we're going to bring in all of our equipment. This was Monday. So Tuesday, he told him, he said, we're going to bring our equipment. We're going to send guys in here and help you get roads open. And sure enough, Tuesday morning, the next thing you see, Glenn has sent a whole mess of people. Also, like to shout out to Chris Todd. By Friday night or Saturday, Chris Todd called me. He said, Jeremy, I'm coming. You put me to work somewhere. I'm bringing my mini excavator and generators. You put me to work. And the next thing you know, Chris Todd shows up, and I take him to my highway department. That's how I knew my highway department had lost everything. Mm-hmm. He goes out to deep in Hartford and opens up a road just so people could get to somebody. None of our highway equipment worked. We couldn't open up roads.
Wow.
There's just been people like that have showed up from all over. And my God.
Well, how can people, I've only got 60 seconds left. How can people help? Do you need anything? Is there, I know that I posted some information from Robbie Starbuck on my X feed of, places that people could send various supplies to. If you want to see that, Dan Mandis Show on X. But what do you guys need right now, if anything?
Dan, the most important thing we could use is cleanup supplies now. Everything that you can think, from rakes, shovels, cleaning supplies, gloves, anything like that to move forward. We're in the stage that we're cleaning up now and rebuilding. Anything like that would be a huge help.
All right, and should we just have people? I'll refer people to Robbie Starbuck and his post and the address to send that information or that equipment to.
Absolutely. And if somebody wants to donate, when we hang up, I'll send you a link of 2 places that I know personally are safe, and 100% of what you donate will go to help this community, and it'll go to the people, not organizations.
Well, Jeremy, I know that you're on Twitter, so if you want to tweet it out and tag me in the tweet, then okay. I'll retweet it, and we'll do it that way. It's going to be a lot faster.
Thank you, Dan, for allowing me to speak for a few minutes about this.
All right, Jeremy, thanks for what you're doing, and you're doing God's work. Just a couple of things. Obviously, kudos to Jeremy for what he's doing. Kudos to Robbie. Kudos to all of the people involved in trying to help the people, not only of District 11, but also in North Carolina as well.